to all 50 states. And we're starting today on the last chapter of national, the last test for national. Okay, so get ready with your thinking cap for national questions. Participate, type the question number and the answer. Should you get them incorrect, I will help you understand them to know what the correct answer is. Let's get you to pass your real estate exam. All right. Which of the following is considered commercial real estate? A, office building, B, warehouse, C, multi-family house, or all of the above? What is considered commercial real estate? Think about it, okay? Because residential is what? 1 to 4, right? Good evening, Cindy. Awesome to see you here. Thank you for coming back. And pretty soon you'll be the next one to pass. The answer here is what? D. They're all commercial real estate. Office building, commercial. Warehouse is commercial. Hi, Jaylene. And multifamily house is commercial. Multifamily house means you have, an apartment complex. That type of thing is multifamily house. So no, it is all of the above. So be very careful with a question like this. So the only residential is 1 to 4 family residential. That's a single house or duplex, triplex, or fourplex. That is considered residential. Everything else is commercial or industrial or farmland. Hi, Lisbeth. So the answer here was 1D. All of the above. So commercial includes mixed use buildings, retail stores, shopping malls, shopping centers, and office buildings, office building complexes, grocery stores, apartment complexes. If you have several fourplexes on one lot, that's considered multifamily. Therefore, it would be commercial. And industrial is also considered commercial. Hotels, car dealerships, whole bunch of different types of commercial businesses. Once you get into real estate, you'll know about the zoning. Okay, you might hear a little bit of voice in the background. I'm enlarging my Facebook so I can tell who happens to be on here, and we don't see their name. So 1D. Okay, all of the above. So Jack is trying to convince Mary to move to a particular neighborhood because the residents there are her ethnic group, and religion. What is guilty of? What is she guilty of? Okay, it says Jack is trying to convince Mary to move to a particular neighborhood. Okay, what are they doing? A, blockbusting, B, discriminating, C, convincing, or D, steering? Like a cow. Cows are what moved around into an area by how? Steering, right? So steering is directing people to a certain area. Blockbusting, you're busting a block. Realtors want to have a whole bunch of listings, so it is fear tactic, creating panic. But this is moving an individual, steering them to a neighborhood that they being the realtor think would be best for them. Big no, 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 and big no. All right, number 3. What type of lease would a tenant take when using a warehouse for the purpose of manufacturing and distribution? So what type of lease? Okay. So a tenant is going to lease a commercial property using warehouse for the purpose of manufacturing and distribution. So would it be a gross lease, B, a net lease, a C, percentage lease, or D, proprietary lease? Okay, who's my Facebook user? Shrikant, thank you for joining us. The answer is B. Okay, 3B is a net lease. Reason being is this is a lease where the tenants pay rent and part of utilities and property taxes. Now, you know, the question doesn't really specify that they're going to be paying, you know, for anything. It just says, what type of lease would a tenant take when using a warehouse for the purpose of manufacturing? Well, manufacturing and distribution is going to require a lot of power, a lot of utilities. Okay. And a big type of business like that will usually also pay for property taxes. So the landlord is tasked with paying the utility bills and property taxes that are not covered by the tenant. The lease is common in commercial real estate, which is a net lease. Okay. So that the tenant pays more of the expenses. A gross lease would be when the landlord pays all the utilities. Okay. But you know what? I'm thinking here, they didn't explain which it is. Okay. So I'm a little perturbed by their answer because it says this is a lease where the tenant pays rent and part of the utilities fee and property taxes. And then it says, so one who owns and rents houses, landlord is tasked with paying the utility bills and property taxes that are not covered by the tenant. This lease is common in commercial real estate. So the realtor, oh my gosh, yeah, that's what we're going to be, right? So the tenant in a commercial lease, okay, will usually pay for their utilities and property taxes or part of the taxes. So there's a double net lease, triple net lease. If they pay for everything, maintenance, utilities, property taxes, insurance, then it's a triple net lease. Okay. So here they're calling it a net lease. Although the question, we're to assume, okay, and we know what assume does, right? Make a, you know what about you and me. However, you know, start realizing that on commercial properties, they're more than likely going to be paying utilities and also property taxes, making it a net lease. I forgot to do 2. So I hope you all get that. The question is rather, you know, vague. The assumption here, the understanding is about commercial properties, which is different with residential. However, in residential, we usually pay our utilities, right? So we could call that a net lease. We pay water, electricity, gas. However, we don't pay property taxes. We do pay renters insurance. And landlord has to have landlord insurance. Same thing here. And landlord insurance is to cover the building and any damages inside and out. The tenant insurance, okay, renter's insurance, that's to cover their personal property. A gross lease is when the landlord pays for everything. The tenant is just paying a flat lease fee. Okay, so gross, landlord pays for everything. All right, number 4. What is a notice given on a pending lawsuit? What is the notice given on a pending lawsuit? A, lis pendens. B, statute of limitations. C, notice of intent. Or D, notice of default. Yes, it is lis pendens, right? That is a pending lawsuit. That is what lis pendens is, pending lawsuit. That is the notice that is given. Very good. You all, and Jaylene has a YouTube channel, which I highly suggested that she reactivated, Jaylene's World. All right, Kamanani also said, thank you for joining us. Rosaura, thanks for joining us tonight. Awesome. And we have a new guest. I think it's Srikanth Reddy. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. All right, number 5. And remind me to show the answer, because sometimes I get questions on YouTube because I didn't display the answer. And sometimes the video sound was garbled. So I'm sorry. That's correct, he says. All right, thank you. He or she, I'm not sure. Okay. Number 5. Who issues variances? Okay. A, Architectural Review Board. B, EPA. C, Municipal Engineers. Or D, the Zoning Board of Appeals. So variances, if you want to do something different on your property that's different to the others, it's called a variance, right? So who would approve that? Very good. On a roll. 5B, the Zoning Board of Appeals. So there aren't any clues, right? Keywords, but a variance is something different from the ordinary. Would it be an architecture? No, that's a major group for design. Environmental Protection Agency? No. Municipal engineers? No. So it is the zoning board. They're going to do something different. They're asking to do something different than the traditional zoning ordinance. So very good. All right, number 6. What is the name given to an individual who originates, sells, and services mortgage loans? A mortgage banker, B, a mortgage broker, C, a lender, or D, a borrower. So given to an individual that originates, sells, and services mortgage loans. It is actually a mortgage banker. So a mortgage banker, they actually have the loans, they sell them, and they service them. A mortgage broker is like the go-between, the middle person, the middleman, the middle woman. So they have many different banks that they work with to choose the right one that meets their client's needs, right? Our client's needs. So the broker goes to multiple bankers that will sell them a loan, but the bank is the one that services the loan, not the mortgage broker. So you may go to a mortgage broker to get different estimates for, different options of a loan to purchase, but you're going to see the name of the bank on the deed of trust and on the warranty deed, not the mortgage broker's name. Okay. So it's a bank, a mortgage bank. That's like you go to Wells Fargo, Chase, Citibank, RBFCU, or whatever bank is in your area. Capital Bank. Okay, those are banks. Mortgage brokers, oh my God, there's so many different names for mortgage brokers. And they have a multitude of banks that they can use to help their clients. And who said, let's see, B, mortgage broker. Yeah, right. Okay. So it was either A or B, but it is the bank. The bank is the one that sells them and services. So the key word is who services the loan. It's actually a bank, not the broker. So that would be the key word, because brokers also originate. Okay. However, they don't service the loans and they don't sell the loans. All right, number 7. What is the exterior layer? Oh, I didn't show my answers. You guys aren't reminding me. I need to show answers. Okay, so anybody seeing the replay, here's the answers for 3B. Hold on. Oops. Did I type 4? 4A. And then, hold on, I need to make sure. 5D and 6 was A. Okay, I got to focus. And that's what we got to do when we study. Focus. What is the exterior layer of a house? A, eaves. B, flashing. B, pitch. Or D, sheathing. Think about this. Some of these topics we've talked about. Pitch, eaves, flashing. No, it is not A. Almost like a sheet, but it's called sheathing. The eaves are, so here is the roof, and right below the roof, there's an area, okay, where you'll have circulation, air going in. That's the eaves. Okay, that's on the bottom of the roof. The flashing is between the, it's usually like a metal, it could be other material, but flashing is between the roofs when they connect, and there's, so they can put flashing at the top, okay? Or if they have another layer of the roof over here, then on the V, they will put some flashing, and that's so water doesn't leak in. And then the pitch is, how is the roof shaped? What kind of an angle does the roof have, or the boards inside the roof structure? You know, like this, or is it lower, or is it straighter? That's a pitch. So sheathing is the actual exterior layer of the house. Very good, Cindy. And Lisbeth. Awesome. Number 8, who holds on to the security deposit? Security deposit. So when are there security deposits? A, agent. B, broker. C, buyer. Or D, landlord. So think back in your life. Who holds on to security deposits? When do you use security deposits? In contracts, we have earnest money, right? And the escrow officer holds that money. No, not a broker. No. Security deposit. So that's for tenants, right? So your monthly, your rental security deposit for pets, the landlord holds on to that, or a property management that is hired by the landlord, but not the broker. The broker is just the mediator that brings a landlord and a lessee together. So they don't hold on to the money. They may receive it, but it goes directly to the owner. Trying to get home driving. Okay, Kamanani, got you. Be very careful, please. Number 9. Okay, so number 8 was D. Okay, I should D. 8D. Number 9. What is the term used to define estimated age of a property? So to determine or define the estimated age of a property based on its utilities and physical wear and tear. A, economic life. B, effective age. Use discount, or D, depreciation. So what defines an estimated age? So what is your estimated age? What is it? Another word for an estimated age? Or when you sign a contract and everybody agrees, You execute it. What is that date called? It is not economic. Okay, no, that is not, it's not the economic life. What is the estimated age, okay, of a property based on the utilities and physical wear and tear? So you've owned a property from construction. It was built in 2010, and now it is 2022. The effective age of that is 22 years, right? So the effective age is the answer. That's the estimated age of a property based on its use from construction and the utilities on it. Let's see what the answer says. So this is an estimate of a building age based on its utilities and the wear and tear. Oh, wow, great. It could be the actual age or a little more or less than the actual age. Because what about if they constructed it, but it hasn't been lived in yet? Then the effective age is when somebody started to live in it and wear and tear. This is dependent on the maintenance, remodeling, and removal of inadequacies. It is used to determine the remaining life of a building. And the reason for that is when we purchase a property as an investment, okay, IRS will give us 27 and a half years to depreciate that property. And after 27 and a half years, we cannot use it as a tax write-off anymore. So 9B is the correct answer. So most of you got it correct here. Effective age. Oh, I put 99B. Okay, so it's number 9, right? Got it. Not 99, you all that are watching the replay. It's 9B. All right, number 10. So you all got that? Okay, so let's go back. So economic life, right? We have, 3 obsolescence. So somebody said economic life, right? Because of wear and tear. So that's like the physical deterioration, physical obsolete, functional obsolete, economic, and environmental obsolete. That's totally different. Okay. So the actual age is effective date, effective age from birth or starting to use it. All right, number 10. How long are brokers required to hold on to property files? This is national. Okay. A, 1 year. B, 3 years. C, 5 years. D, never. Every state is different, but the national average, so brokers required to hold on to property files. In Texas, it's 4 years. But in other states, it's less. And some others, like when I was in Oregon, it was 6 years. That may have changed. The actual answer here is 3 years. Yes, Texas is 4 years, right? So 3 years is the actual answer for national average, okay, of how long a broker keeps their license. Not a good national question because every state is different, okay? However, it's a question you could be asked in the national part of the exam. Some of you have an exam and it's all in one. They don't separate it from national portion and the Texas portion. Many states do separate it, but not all. All right, number 11. So have I been showing all the answers? I hope so. What is the unit used to measure furnace or air conditioner capacity? Furnace or air conditioner capacity. We've done this question before, but not all of you have been here. A, British thermal unit. B, bytes. C, joules. D, watts. So furnaces and air conditioners, what do? They heat or they cool. So you wear more clothing or you wear less clothing. So it is called the British thermal unit. Okay, defined in the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 pound of water by 1 degree Fahrenheit. In the case of air conditioning, it is defined as the number of BTUs. BTU, you're maybe more common with that, BTU per hour, products that can be used or removed from the air. British thermal unit. Very good. Okay, so for those of you that are watching on Facebook, I'm going to ask you so that we don't see your name like this, Shrikant, go to StreamYard.com/Facebook and give StreamYard permission, because I'm using StreamYard to stream to 3 different locations. So go to this website, and it's really quick. Go to the website, type StreamYard.com/Facebook, and then give StreamYard permission to post your Facebook name on here. It's a really quick action, right? I had other students do it last week. Okay, so 11 was A, British thermal unit, BTU. Number 12, what describes the type of estate granted within a lease? Okay, estate is an interest in real estate. So what describes the type of estate granted within a lease? A, acceleration clause, B, annuity law, C, cancellation clause, or D, habendum clause. Describes the type of estate granted within a lease. No takers, huh? So the answer here is D, habendum clause. That's a German having. Oh, did I? So habendum clause, it has a clause, the type of estate that's granted within a lease. This is a legal agreement that involves the rights and interest of a property, right? An estate is you have an interest in property being transferred from the landlord to the lessee to have possession for a certain number of months and to enjoy it. For a leased property, there is the transfer of ownership and restriction on the property. A purchased property is void of restrictions and only transfers ownership. So here it's the right to use, the right to have the property, haben, to have in German, habendum clause. So that is the type of lease, type of interest that is granted by a landlord to a tenant in a lease. They are granted the right to use and enjoy, okay, per the lease agreement. An acceleration clause is in a loan, okay, in the deed of trust or in a mortgage, that when a bank borrower is in default, the bank has the right to say, hey, I want my money now. But before they do that, so the deed of trust and mortgages in other states have a clause that they can go to the trustee or to court and say, hey, this borrower is in default for several months now. Every state has a different foreclosure law. So they can say, hey, we've sent you notices, you haven't come up to date, you haven't paid everything that you owe, then we want to accelerate it. That means we want all our money now. You need to pay it off. Okay, so that is the acceleration clause. The lender can ask for all the money now. You don't want to get in that situation because either you refinance it, but if you're late on payments, the other lenders don't want a loan because you have now bad history of being late on payments. All right, number 13. What type of income is income generated from a rental property? So what kind of income do you get with rental property? Do you have to work for it? Is it A, active, B, passive, C, portfolio, or D, all of the above? So when you have rental property, the money's coming in, right? Whether you do something or not. No, it is not D. It is not all of the above. Active income is when you're working and getting paid. You have to work for your money. Passive income, that's why people invest in real estate and have rentals so that they don't have to be working to earn that passive income. Rental income is considered passive income. Hey, look at that. Shrikant ended up doing it really quick. Thank you for that. We can now see his name. Awesome. So 13B, passive. That's the kind of income we want. We want multiple streams of income. One income that we work for, which is our commission. Okay, but then you can also earn stocks for being a realtor. You can get other awards for attracting other individuals to a real estate company, and the company gives you part of their commission when they produce. That is passive income. We don't have to work for it. It just happens. We did the work before. Now we can enjoy the money coming in. When you write a book and you're selling the book, you did all the work. Now you get to sit back and receive the passive income or royalties from other things, patents, or, other investments that you've made with other people, syndications. Passive income is something you do not have to work for. It happens whether you work or not. I love that type of income. What is another name used to refer to a land lease? Number 14. A, ground lease. B, home lease. C, percentage lease. D, estate lease. Hey, Shrikant answered that quickly. So land lease. Yes, ground lease. Okay. You're renting land lease. What is another name used to refer to land lease? Ground lease. A home lease, that would be a residential lease. Okay. Tenant lease. And percentage lease, estate lease. So if you're not familiar with these, go review vocabulary on my vocabulary playlist or other YouTube channel playlist. But I have lots of, and I have lots of vocabulary on the vocabulary playlist. I've been doing this for almost 9 years, y'all, but not on YouTube. Wish I had, because then my YouTube channel would be bigger and make him income, right? I do the hard work now, and as I keep doing it, it keeps growing. YouTube is also going to pay me because advertisers, if people watch my channel a lot. So if you're watching my YouTube channel, hey, remember to go there, subscribe, tap the subscribe button, and tap the like button if you're on there, if you find this valuable, and click that little bell so that you're the first to get notified every time I go live. Number 15, which regulation governs the construction details of buildings with the sole interest of safeguarding the occupants and the general public? A, APR, B, building codes, C, leasing laws, or D, zoning codes? Okay, keyword, construction details of buildings. Okay, with the sole interest of safeguarding the occupants. That's not zoning codes. Zoning codes is what type of property can you build in a certain area of the city or the community, the county. Here it's talking about building. So that's B, building codes. Okay, let's see what Cindy says here. Says, I thought I hit enter for my answer, feeding kiddos. Yeah, multitasking. Sometimes it works. A lot of time it doesn't. So the answer is building codes. Okay. Keywords, construction and buildings. So a lot of times you will figure out what the answer is by paying attention to little keywords within the questions. And I practice on pointing those out to you whenever I recall it, remember. All right, so 15 was B. Number 16, a math problem for those of you who love math, right? All right, if a seller nets $325,000 from the sale of her home and the commission is 3%, how much did the loan home sell for? So you use the T formula. So net it, when they sold it, net after all expenses are paid. That's what net is from the sale of her home. Now the commission was 3%. So how much did the home sell for? It has to be greater than 325. And all the answers are greater with the exception of one. So you can use the T formula on here, not can use. That's what you want to use. Use the T formula. So the part would be the 325, which is on top, and you're dividing that by the rate, right? At 3%, but you don't divide by 3% because that's what the commission is. But we're looking for the original price and it has to be larger. Therefore, 100% minus 3% gives us the rate of 97%. That's what we divide into 325. Okay, and the answer is B, $335 and $51. I didn't have to use the calculator. Okay, I saw the answer. So it's 325 divided by 100% because the whole, the original price is equal to 100% minus less 3% commission. Okay, then that is divided into 327, comes to 335, 051. So right away, we know it's not C. So it's either A, B, or D. So calculate it. And you'll be provided with a calculator in class. I mean, in your exam. A basic calculator. Number 17. Personal property versus real property, right? So personal property that is attached to real property, such as the chandelier, is regarded as A, an implement, B, an appliance, C, a fixture, or D, a liability. Something that is attached to the property, okay, it's personal property, right? It could be an heirloom. And if the seller wants to remove it, they must inform the listing agent and have it in the listing, and they will replace it with something else. But what is that chandelier called, regarded as? It's an item attached to the property, right? That goes with the property. And that is fixture, 17C. Very good. Awesome, awesome. Number 18. And nobody's got questions, so good. Okay, oops. All right, number 18. What are outside amenities? So get ready for a fun morning. Questions, details. Hold on here. I'm trying to get the other... when reading questions at the exams. Sorry, right. This one video is... So with that said, hey, this is Wow Lillie Hendy coming to you from San Antonio, Texas. With
oh, that's an old one. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
This is your first time. That was, oops. I have multiple YouTubes going on. I mean, Facebook's going on. And I was trying to enlarge it. Okay. So number 18, what are the outside amenities that maximize use of a property called? A, cosmetic improvements, B, essential improvements, C, offsite improvements, or D, supplemental improvement. So outside amenities, okay, that maximize the use of a property. So a community that has a community pool, okay, and they're not right on the property, but they're outside. So yes, those are off-site improvements. Community pool, party house, playgrounds. Very good. Number 19. Which form of ownership passes the shares of ownership upon death? A, life estate, B, severalty, C, tenancy in common, or D, joint tenancy. So there's 4 types of ownerships, okay? So which one passes the shares of ownership upon death? Key word is passes the shares. So remember, most of them are 2 or more members, but which one passes the shares? So what does shares means? That there's multiple owners, multiple partners of ownership. And there is what is called survivorship. Yes, that's right. D, 19D. Very good. That is joint tenancy. Joint tenancy has 4 conditions. Key tip: it was purchased at the same time, took title from the same way, has the same percentage interest, and 100% possession. When one of them dies, their ownership passes to the other partners. Their shares pass to the other partners because it has the right of survivorship. It doesn't go to the heirs, it passes to the partners, the other owners. All right. Very good. Number 20. If a property manager is fixing a leaky pipe, what type of maintenance is he doing? A, aesthetic maintenance, B, appreciation, C, breakdown prevention, or D, preventive maintenance. So is fixing a leaky pipe. Okay. What type of maintenance is he doing? And this is if a property manager So it is D, preventive maintenance, right? Preventing it from getting worse. Not a breakdown prevention. It really hasn't broke down. It has a leaky pipe, right? So they're doing preventive maintenance. So fixing a leaky pipe, what type of maintenance? Is it aesthetic or is it preventive? It is preventive maintenance. So there's a key word, okay? Preventive maintenance. No, aesthetic maintenance, Cindy, is, Cindy said A. Aesthetic is appearance, the way that it looks. Okay, the outside of a house is aesthetically appealing. It has a nice appearance, okay, and it goes along with everything else. So aesthetic is how does it look? Here, they're preventing it from getting worse. So they're doing preventive maintenance. Okay. All right. So we've done 20 questions for national. So we're going to move on to state. So if you have any questions for national, right now is the time to ask. If not, take a moment break as I shift into state questions. And the state questions are going to be for Texas. Remember that these national questions apply to all 50 states. And then the Texas is, of course, for those taking their license exams in Texas. And remember that I am a realtor. I am a practicing realtor agent. Okay, a realtor because I'm a member of the local Texas Association of Realtors and National Association of Realtors. So when we pay all those fees, yearly fees at January 1st, anywhere in the US, we become a professional realtor. An agent is someone that hasn't paid all those fees to be considered a professional. Okay, so I am a practicing realtor and I am with eXp Realty, a cloud-based company, and I am looking for realtors to join me. Once you start interviewing or before you're ready to take your exam, you can evaluate. You're going to be getting lots of calls from brokers, other recruiters, okay, that are aggressively looking for you to join them. So I'm also looking for those. I'm just not one that likes to pressure you. Hey, this is Wild Lily Handy with YouTube Agent Prep coming to you from San Antonio, Texas. To remember to tap that subscribe button, click that little bell so you're the first to get notified, and remember to click the thumbs up if you find this information valuable and helpful for your real estate exams. And let's help me make it to 1,000. I'm at 917 subscribers. And my goal has been to get 1,000. I already have the 4,000 watch hours that YouTube requires. So whenever you watch me on YouTube, it helps my channel grow and motivates me and encourages me to continue doing these classes for you. And I love it. Okay. But I do love some love to encourage me and help me grow. Eventually, YouTube starts to reward us because of advertisers. All right. And eventually you may have a YouTube channel yourself. All right. So let's see what Cindy says. I got it. I just don't think preventive because it was already leaking. Oh, yeah. But the other questions were aesthetic, and that is appearance. What if you don't see it? Aesthetic is visual. Okay. And aesthetic and preventive had the word maintenance on it. So it's preventing it from breaking and becoming a major problem. It is a leaky pipe, not a broken pipe. Okay. So there, I cannot share the books with you because of copyright laws. However, the one book that is all over the internet, has been on there for years and years. Somebody uploaded the PDF, is the Texas Real Estate Sales Exam, 4th edition. And I end up having that available in my Agent Prep Facebook private group. It is on there under guide number 3. And you can download, it's 287 pages, but all the other books I cannot share with you. You can review the practice, the recordings, okay, and watch the recordings again and go through them. But just about any prep book that you buy, I recommend prep books. Prep books are excellent because they summarize the material. They have sections in the book, okay, to summarize all the material that you took in the 180 hours. Then they have questions for national, and then they have questions for state. And then they have one long exam that includes both national and state. If you're from another state, it'll have national questions, the same for everybody, but it'll have those state-specific questions. Some of the books will provide you answers for the explanation. Explanations for the answers. All right. And those are the types of books that I like to purchase, that have a detailed answer and have glossaries and have review. So the prep books are the ones that are good. And I like thin books. Okay. I don't like to read big fat books. Okay. I like thin books. And prep books are summaries. They're thinner books that you can practice questions. Okay. And really, to pass these exams, let's see here. Awesome. They rock. StreamYard. Oh, yes. StreamYard. I enjoy StreamYard. I can stream to multiple YouTube channels, Facebook, LinkedIn, but I mainly do to my AgentPrep business page, AgentPrep study group. That's a private study group only for those that request to join the group. And I have a bunch of study guides on there, 14 of them, different types of things you can study. And then on YouTube. And that way it is recorded. You can go back and listen to the recording, replay it, watch them over and over, practice the questions over and over and over so that you get familiar when you notice the keywords that I point out and you pick up. The more you practice questions, the better you'll get at understanding them and understanding the answer. That's why I recommend buying prep books that have the answers explained. So there are different schools that you can buy, a few months or a whole year. Prep Agent with Joe Juder, he provides a whole year for, I think, $80. And you can actually get it for less if you, I think, like his channel or like his Facebook group, then you can get a discount. He's an excellent school. And I am a realtor and I do this. So I'm not just a teacher. Okay. It just so happens I helped one person and it grew. Started doing this in 2014. Either February or March, and tutoring one young lady on math. And it was taking some individuals, to take the exam 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 times. And they finally passed. They didn't give up. Okay. So don't give up if you don't make it on the first try, the second attempt. I understand nowadays you have 3 attempts and then you've got to repeat a course. Well, that one of the prep books. I'm sorry, not the prep book. One of the 180 hours. So they're all 30-hour classes, right? So if you fail the national 3 times, you repeat one of the courses. If you fail the state 3 times, you repeat one of the courses. And so it does cost you more money compared to when I took it. We could take it as many times as possible without repaying. However, they were without retaking courses. What they have found is that many realtors become realtors and they don't really understand the material, okay, or how to help the clients. And a lot of it you're going to learn out on the streets, out on the world, out in real life. When you do the activities, when you talk to people, you lead generate, you ask questions, you're going to learn as you go. All right. And here at EXP, since I am a realtor, yes, Bill, I am located in San Antonio, and I also do the Rio Grande Valley. I did real estate 5 years in the Rio Grande Valley with a prior company called Keller Williams. Okay. I was, I had drank the red Kool-Aid. I was there 6.5 years. During COVID, I evaluated EXP. I had been, asked to join for 1.5 years. And during COVID, we all went online. We all went to Zoom, to FaceTime, to other Hangouts and Messenger, everything online, including all kids, right? All schools and companies, everything shut down. Brick and mortar offices shut down. We couldn't show houses. We couldn't do tours. We couldn't do open houses. Everything died. I was doing open houses every single weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and that died. So then we had to go to virtual. So at that time, I'm like, hey, maybe it's time I evaluate eXp Realty because we are a virtual company. Everything we have is online. We have, well, of course, we as realtors are live, right? Walking on the earth. We're not in the cloud, but our office is on the cloud. So all of us realtors throughout the nation, throughout the world, we meet in eXp World. And we meet awesome realtors from all over the place. And we learn from different realtors, not just those from a particular brick and mortar office. Okay, so you can end up, we also provide you with a mentor for the first time you become a realtor for the first 3 transactions, and you pay extra for that. And once you do 3 transactions, then you only pay 80/20 until you reach your cap, which is 16,000 with us. Okay. It is an awesome company. If you like working on your own, you're self-motivated, you can push yourself, and you're open to studying together online with others, learning from. Many of us create videos and education. My sponsor, okay, Kyle Handy, actually it's another gentleman, but he left. So the one above him is Kyle Handy. We're not related by blood. I'm Wild Lillie Handy Dominguez. However, he has an academy that he has created. So anybody that joins me at EXP will have access to his academy for free. He does extra things for us aside from what we get through EXP Realty. We have lots of training and education. Okay, so enough of that. So when you pass your exams, remember, you're going to have to be choosing a broker. You're going to be choosing a sponsor. They're going to be calling you like crazy. Okay, so somebody said here, oh, hey, Bill, you're in Cibolo. Actually, I have a couple of clients in Cibolo that bought and sold houses. I'm thinking of going with EXP when it passed. Awesome. Let's talk about it, Bill. And then do you meet anyone or able to be in person as well? Yes, Cindy, I can meet. If you're in the San Antonio area or the Rio Grande Valley area around, somewhere around here, I can meet with you in person. Okay. I've driven to the Rio Grande Valley, other areas within Texas nearby, or I actually would invite you to our lunch and learn. That's every Friday at, 11:45 to like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. And then we have a little happy hour afterwards. Okay. And we get to network with other realtors, contractors. We meet builders, we meet title companies, we meet lenders, we meet very successful realtors, beginning realtors, students. It's an awesome get together that we have every Friday in San Antonio at 11:45. Okay, so I invite you to come to that. If you're anywhere near San Antonio, I have realtors in San Antonio, Dallas, Houston, Tomball, other areas around Dallas. And here in San Antonio, I have several that have joined me after they've passed their exam. So you've got questions, hey, call me. You don't have to join EXP. I want you to join the company that will best fit your needs. You might need to go to a brick and mortar office, okay? That might be your way of learning or networking, but you might be able to learn it online and meet with people online and once a week in person, okay? And you talk to your mentor and your sponsor and others. We are very open to helping. Okay, so yes. And, Cibolo, actually, I went to, where was it? Green, just a few days ago. And actually I had bought this hat there and had to have it repaired. Some of the stones were missing and they repaired it. So, I drive all the way to Green, New Braunfels. Actually, I'm going to go to a jazz concert this Friday in New Braunfels. Okay. So I have a bunch of buddies there. All right. Any questions? And you all can, let's see here. You can schedule a meeting with me on my Calendly. I have a calendar that, where do I have it here? That you can go and schedule an appointment with me. And I think that Shrikant just scheduled one. And that way you can have 30 minutes with me. And you can review, any questions that you might have. You can go to this website, which is my personal website with under Kyle Handy's team. Okay. And you can visit that and learn a little bit more about EXP, watch a little EXP explain video. And you'll see that Kyle Handy used to be a broker and he gave that up and is doing much, much better. Okay. at EXP as a realtor, and now he basically trains and educates. So let me get my link to schedule an appointment with me for 30 minutes. I'm going to post it on the comments. And there is my cell phone. So on the calendar, you know, it'll be a 30-minute phone call, or it'll be on Zoom. I prefer Zoom because that way I can meet you. Okay. And then we can chat and you can ask me any questions. I prefer that you watch a video on EXP Explained. That's on the Dream Team Zone. And should you become a realtor at EXP and have me as your sponsor and or mentor, Kyle Hendy will provide this same website for you to share with others if you decide that you want to attract other realtors to EXP and earn passive income. Okay, because when anybody that's with me starts to produce, EXP rewards me with part of their commission. Okay, it's not extra money they take from them. It is the commission, 20% that is paid to EXP. Then I get rewarded with some of that commission because I help them come to EXP. And we also get stocks awards when they produce their first transaction. When I produce my first transaction every year, I get stocks. No other company does that. There are others that are trying to, but it's not as good. Okay. Any questions before we call it a night? And you all, you can text me at that phone number on Messenger. You know, it's better than sending me an email. Okay. I get so many darn emails and so many spam that I'm constantly unsubscribing. Oh my God, it is crazy. And even on phones. Okay. We get a lot of messages. I do respond to all of my text messages for YouTube comments, Facebook comments. I respond to everybody. And if for some reason I got tied up or something, send me another request. Don't think I don't want to talk to you. That is not the case. Okay. Keep reaching out to me. I will get back to you. All right. Seriously, I will. So schedule an appointment there at calendly.com/WildLillieHendy. Okay. Or send me a text. Or go to this website, dreamteam.zone, Lillie Hendy Dominguez, and learn a little bit about EXP and watch a video. Laura, hey, how are you? I'm in San Antonio. I have my real estate exam tomorrow. Oh, wow. Okay, Laura. Hey, I wish you have the easiest exam ever. Focus on not staying up so late tonight. Get some good rest. And tomorrow before you walk in, close your eyes, take deep breaths, and tell yourself, I remember everything that I studied. I passed this exam. I passed. Okay, believe it, ask it, believe it, and receive it. And let us know. Yes, please schedule an appointment. Yes, do it right here on this link, calendly.com/WildLillieHendy, or send me a text and I'll send you the link. A prayer goes out your way so that you can pass the exams. Okay. Yeah, I already have 2 realtors join me this month. So I have realtors joining me almost every month, and so far 2. And one of them, I was so excited. I didn't even know them, but they're here in Texas. I have one in Washington. All right. Amen, says Vicky. Thank you all so much for attending. And remember, I am a realtor with EXP Realty, and this is Wild Lillie Hendy with YouTube Agent Prep, coming to you from San Antonio, Texas, out of the comfort of my home. This is my little studio. So Vicky says, I'm going on my 3rd try for both tests and missed both by 1. Oh my God, you're so close. Okay, you really need to practice those vocabulary and those questions, okay? And, you know, the day is almost over. It's not quite over. Don't cram all night, okay? Make sure you get some rest and don't drink too much coffee before you go to the exam. And, if for some reason you don't pass, okay, it doesn't mean it isn't meant to be. But remember, you always have a 50-50 chance and you could make it this time. All right? Don't give up. Okay, like Thomas Edison, man, he did like, what was it, 1,000 or 100,000 attempts before he finally found the solution for the light bulb. Okay? You're very welcome. Thank all of you. Have an awesome evening. And until next time, catch you later.